Good day, YouTube. It's the 3rd of February 2017, and today I'm going to be going on a bit of an adventure to try and improve my over-the-air TV reception. Okay, so basically, the backstory behind all of this is that I cut the cord about 4 years ago. Actually, like 4.5 years ago, because cable. I hardly watch TV really on the weekends when I'm off, and at night I'm not even on the TV. So I just didn't see a point in paying several $100 for cable programming. And so at the time, I went to Best Buy and got myself what you see right up there is a little Turk indoor antenna. And it worked fine originally with what I had, but in the recent years, I just got this new Vizio TV, and its built-in tuner isn't quite as good, and so I'll just kind of walk through the channels here. This is Cedar Rapids, Iowa TV, by the way. All the transmitters, or at least most of the transmitters in this area here, are in a little town called Walker, which is to the northwest of here, about 20 miles or so. Well, except for KWWL here, their transmitter is in Buchanan County, which is up near the town of Rowley. You can actually see it from Highway 20. And today it's actually coming in pretty good, but I've always had problems with Channel 7 and Channel 9 because they're VHF stations, and so they're a lot harder to get in with the tiny antennas that you have for HDTV. This is the Iowa City PBS station, and it's not picking it up today. And the same thing with KWKB. It's not picking it up today. The signal is just not strong enough. Now this is Fox Channel 28. Their transmitter is in Benton County, which is west of here about 20 miles. And then this is the PBS station, Channel 32. This is the repeater out of Waterloo, which is in Blackhawk County, which is like 50 miles north of here. And that actually comes in. That's coming in. It's kind of on the border today. And then this is Ion, and I honestly don't know where their transmitter is. My camera does not want to focus on me today. I hold the shutter release button and there it goes. I found with this camera that if you tweak the zoom, it'll help it focus. And so part of the reason why I can actually pick up channels like I do is because I have a double amplifier set up. This is the signal amplifier that came with the antenna that I bought that I just showed you. And then it goes down to this Lance Industries VHF UHF distribution amplifier with something like, it says 25 dB of gain. And it works, but it's not ideal because what happens is when you have a double amplification setup like this is that you get a lot of noise on your signal line that tends to interfere with the signal. So, and especially this thing, this was meant for analog, not digital signals. So hopefully today I can be replacing this thing. And so, to help me, I got this little thing here at Best Buy, which hopefully will be able to help me get some better TV reception in here. Let's do an unboxing, shall we? It's very shiny on the front here. I will open it up. There's a tape thing here. This is an amplified, or actually it's not amplified, but it's a indoor-outdoor HDTV antenna. And these are all the components that come with it. And I'm going to try and figure out how to mount this thing inside. Grid there for picking up signals, but I'm going to try and figure out how to mount this thing inside. And so you've got instructions here. You've got a reflector. So this is the signal reflector. And then this is the actual guts of it. And then this thing here is dipole. It's a dipole for VHF, which should hopefully help me with channel 9 and channel 7 in the VHF stations. 5 is the coax jumper here. And then 6, this little thing here is a mounting base. Come on. There we go. So this little thing here is a mounting base. And then the rest is just mounting hardware. And so these are the assembly instructions here, and I'm going to be assembling this on camera here. So I think what I'll do is here, we'll just do a little time lapse of me putting this thing together. Okay, I'm back now. Unfortunately, you missed most of that assembly video because while I was assembling it, my camera batteries died. So while my camera batteries were recharging, I converted the file over into something that was Adobe friendly, had my berries and yogurt, and I played around with the antenna. And figuring out the best way to put it into my apartment meant configuring it in a manner that is inconsistent with what the picture on the box shows. But I have to get this up on my ceiling somehow without sticking any holes in the automatic white balance on this camera. I'm going to put this box in here there we go. Automatic white balance on this camera it's tending to lean towards very red. But as I was saying, I had to figure out a way to try and mount this into my ceiling without actually putting holes in it and really pissing off my landlord. So I'm going to pause the camera here and I'm going to pick back up with what I intend to do. Well, if you look right there, that is one of my heater vents. Now what I plan to do here is take these thickly threaded screws and actually shove them up through the grate or the grill in the vent so that they just kind of hang in there and I don't have to put is installed, and it is tight enough that it's not going to go anywhere unless we have an earthquake and the whole world comes apart. Okay, so I have the antenna sitting in my heater vent and I got it hooked up to the Turk amplifier, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a rescan. So now the really annoying thing about this Vizio Smart TV is that in order to do anything with it, you gotta go through the phone app. You actually need an iPhone or a smart device to use the TV. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to navigate my way over and I'm going to have it rescan and see what it picks up. I'm going to hit find channels here. Are you sure? And so now it's going to go through and it's going to scan. But yeah, the smartphone app, it lets you do pretty much everything. You just need a smart device and a Wi-Fi network to do it. Okay, so we've done a channel scan. Let's see what our signal strengths are. Now you have to go under, System, and then you got to go System Information. And you got to go Tuner Information, and it'll give you your signal strength. So I'm at 44 now, which is, and there's your frequency, UHF 563. So let's go and see what our VHFs are doing. 48. There's KCRG, which is just a little bit higher up. That's 53. Now here are the PBS stations. What is that going to give me here? It's giving me 38. Here's KFXA. That's 40. KR Crin out of Waterloo. What is that going to do here? 42. And then this is Ion. That's 36. Alright, as my furnace kicks in, after an hour of screwing around, much consternation, and swapping antenna positions, amplifiers, and cables, I've finally come up with a solution that offers the maximum performance for what it has. What I had to do was I ended up reverting the antenna back to the original, or to what the factory wants you to put it together as, but I turned it upside down so that the VHF antenna is in front of my window here, because VHF does not penetrate through glass, or it does not penetrate through structures as well as UHF does. And so, final results of all this. Here's Scott Pilley. And now we got Lester Holt. And we got the ABC News. KWKB, that's actually out of West Branch. I looked up where their transmitter is. They're in West Branch, so that's south. That's actually, southeast of here. Now, for some reason, it skipped KFXA. Well, I'm gonna have to rescan this anyways, but... So anyways, here are my two VHF channels, which I were not able to get in before. I now have a signal strength of 49 on channel 7. And then channel 9, I have a signal strength of 55, which is a lot better because this TV used to not be able to get those two channels in. So this is what it's like in its final configuration. Basically, again, kind of go over it. You've got UHF receiver here, UHF reflector, and then a VHF dipole. And what it does is the UHF comes down into a combiner and then it goes out the other end. Now, so far, so good. We'll see what happens as this gets a little age on it, but I kind of have, well, I do have TV reception back to what I did have before. However, when I do get a house eventually, this will be finding its way up into the attic, and hopefully with it being up a little higher, it will give me a little more reception. So That's going to be today's video, people. Thanks for watching this review.